Hello, welcome to our Bible read through. We are in the 1800s Pictorial Bible, reading in King James English. I am struggling, but you guys are being so patient with me, and I appreciate it. Because it is January 29th, we are in the 29th chapter of Genesis. Grab whatever translation you have, read along with me. Forgive any mispronunciation I do, and let's just jump into it. Chapter 29. Then Jacob went on his journey and came into the land of the people of the east. And he looked, and behold, a well in the field, and lo, there were 3 flocks of sheep lying by it. For out of that well they watered the flocks, and a great stone was upon the well's mouth. And thither were all the flocks gathered, and they rolled the stone from the well's mouth, and watered the sheep, and put the stone again upon the well's mouth in its place. And Jacob said unto them, My brethren, whence be ye? And they said, Of Haran are we. And he said to them, Know ye Laban of the son of Nahor? And they said, We know him. And he said unto them, Is he well? And they said, He is well. And behold, Rachel his daughter cometh with the sheep. And he said, Lo, it is yet high day, neither is it time that the cattle should be gathered together. Water ye the sheep, and go and feed them. And they said, We cannot, until all the flocks be gathered together, until they roll the stone from the well's mouth. Then we water the sheep. And while he yet spake unto them, Rachel came with her father's sheep, for she kept them. And it came to pass, when Jacob saw Rachel the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, and the sheep of Laban his mother's brother, that Jacob went near, and rolled the stone from the well's mouth, and watered the flock of Laban his mother's brother. And Jacob kissed Rachel, and lifted up his voice, and wept. And Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's brother, and that he was Rebekah's son, and she ran and told her father. And it came to pass, when Laban heard the tidings of Jacob his sister's son, that he ran to meet him, and embraced him, and kissed him, and brought him to the house. And he told Laban all these things. And Laban said to him, Surely thou art the bone of my flesh. And he abode with him the space of a month. And Laban said unto Jacob, Because thou art my brother, shouldest thou therefore serve me for naught? Tell me, what shall thy wages be? And Laban, who had 2 daughters, the name of the elder was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel. Leah was tender-eyed, but Rachel was beautiful and well-favored. And Jacob loved Rachel, and said, I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel, thy younger daughter. Sir, do you know how to barter? Don't start so high. Why did he go for 7 years right off the bat? I've always been confused by that. Anyway. And Laban said, It is better that I give her to thee than that I should give her to another man. Abide with me. And Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed unto him but a few days for the love he had for her. That's pretty romantic, but still, 7 years. And Jacob said unto Laban, Give me thy wife, for my days are fulfilled, that I may go in unto her. And that means do the deed. And Laban gathered together all the men of the place, and made a feast. And it came to pass in the evening that he took Leah his daughter, and brought her to him, and he went in unto her. And Laban gave unto his daughter Leah Zilpah his maid for a handmaid. And it came to pass that in the morning, behold, it was Leah. And he said to Laban, What is this that thou hast done unto me? Did not I serve with thee this thou hast done unto me? Did not I serve with thee for Rachel? Wherefore then hast thou beguiled me? And Laban said, It must not be so done in our country to give the younger before the firstborn. Fulfill her week, and we will give thee this also for the service which thou shalt serve with me yet another 7 years. Changing the terms. And Jacob did so, and fulfilled her week. And he gave him Rachel his daughter to wife also. And Laban gave to Rachel his daughter Bilhah his handmaid to be her maid. And he went in also unto Rachel, and he loved also Rachel more than Leah, and served with him yet another 7 years. And when the Lord saw that Leah was hated, he opened her womb, but Rachel was barren. And Leah conceived and bare a son, and she called his name Reuben, for she said, Surely the Lord hath looked upon my affliction. Now therefore my husband will love me. What a sad story, and how depressing for her. Whew. And she conceived again and bare a son, and said, Because the Lord hath heard that I was hated, he hath given me this son also. And she called his name Simeon. And she conceived again and bare a son, and said, Now this time will my husband be joined unto me, because I have borne him 3 sons. Therefore was his name called Levi. And she conceived again and bare a son, and she said, Now I will praise the Lord. Therefore she called his name Judah, and left bearing. Okay, a lot happens here. Like I said, absolutely insane that Jacob comes out swinging with this proposal for 7 years of labor for a daughter. I would have definitely, started lower. And if he, obviously, clearly he was willing to work 7 years for her. If Laban came back and was like, nah, you gotta work, 5 years for me, I would have started at 1 year. Or maybe not even a year. I don't know. I don't know how ancient times were. But no way. No way. That's crazy. And then poor Leah. Leah, I feel for her because, in these times, it's not like she had a choice. Her dad's like, hey, I'm going to give you to this man because I've got to marry you off. So I guarantee you she wasn't like, oh, I really want to deceive Jacob and, be his wife. She just was given away, and then he doesn't like her, and she knows he doesn't like her. And that would suck. And so it's just so sad to hear this section where she's like, oh, I've had a son. Now he'll love me. Oh, I've had another son. Surely that I've given him another one. Oh, now I've given him 3. Surely he's going to love me. And it keeps not happening. And then, honestly, where she comes to with the 4th son, and she says, now I will praise the Lord. And she calls his name Judah. And I'm doing some spoilers for the rest of the Bible. Judah is the son of that the promise comes through. He is the one that's in the line of the Messiah. He is the one who has the kingdom of Israel established on him, really, because David is of the line of Judah, and he's the greatest king. He's the king that comes along, and then beyond that, the even greater king, Jesus, comes through Judah's line, not her firstborn, not Jacob's firstborn. And we keep seeing this interesting, again, these generational things coming into play, where in ancient times, the firstborn typically has the best blessing, the best birthright, all these things set apart for them. But God works in different ways, and God oftentimes does not pick the firstborn. David was not he was the runt of the litter of his family, and God selects him. So once again, that's another generational theme that we're seeing come through, that God doesn't work in ways that we expect, or ways that our culture or society works. He doesn't care about birth order. So let that be an encouragement to you. If you're not a firstborn, I'm not a firstborn. That's okay. God can use anybody and will use anybody. Also, I kind of think it's funny that Laban is wheeling and dealing with Jacob and deceiving him, because Jacob is a deceiver. And so it's coming back on him a little bit here with having to work more. And is that consequence of his previous action? I can't say. I'm not the Lord. But I do think it's interesting that God allows this to happen to him. Yeah. So, very interesting chapter. A lot to dig into here. Get in your word every day. I'm glad that you did this with me today. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, and take care of yourself. I'll see you tomorrow. God bless.